This is a coffee pot. It's a very special coffee pot because it's got a crest on it. That crest is the inspiration for something I'm going to do with my project car and future project cars. You might think it's pretty silly. I'm quite excited about it. In order to explain why, I'm going to need to take you back into history. About 200 years ago, my ancestor married into the remnants of a bankrupt and sometimes disreputable baronetcy, the Gostwicks. The crest on this coffee pot that I just received from a distant relative is the Gostwick coat of arms. It's the only thing we have with the crest on it, and as the last male in the Cheesewright line, it has just been passed on to me. A very carefully researched book called The Gostwicks of Willington that my grandfather uncovered traces the Gostwick line all the way back to the 1200s. In the 1500s, John Gostwick worked for first Cardinal Wolsey, and then when he fell out of favour, Thomas Cromwell. When Cromwell in turn fell out of favour with Henry VIII, Gostwick, as Cromwell's treasurer, was in a good position to hand over £10,000, currying favour and as a result getting knighted. Later on, John Gostwick, 1556, was described by a servant as a malicious and devilish mind. A different John Gostwick in 1562 made a series of terrible deals for the family estate. He was described as a man of great simplicity with little or no understanding. I can sympathise. William Gostwick bought the barony by funding James I's war in Ulster, though he was rather forced into it by circumstances. And then Sir William Gostwick seems to have bribed his way into Parliament as a Whig in 1701, and continued to bribe his way through subsequent elections. This brought the entire family to ruin, and not long after his death they lost their estate in Bedfordshire. The last official holder of the baronetcy died with no male heirs in 1766. So sadly I cannot claim to be Britain's most disreputable baron, although the disreputable bit might hold. The last Gostwick, of a separate branch of the original line, died in 1793. His daughter married a man named John Goodridge in 1804, and then their daughter married a man named William Cheesewright, my ancestor. So, I can't claim to be Baron Gostwick. Well, I haven't tried. Is anyone to stop me? But I've always liked the name, and it occurred to me that it could easily be the name of a forgotten old British sports car company, like Alvis, or Gilburn, Allard, or Jensen, or All Days and Onions. Still the best British car name. Now, my car's a bit of a Frankenstein's monster. Part BMW, part Tribute Automotive, part Mitsubishi, part Toyota, and a lot me. It's an original, so I figured, why shouldn't it have an original name? And why not use what sounds like a classic car for a car that looks like a classic? So I decided to call my car the Gostwick Spider. But what's a name without a brand? It turns out the Gostwicks have a pretty cool coat of arms. That seemed like a good starting point. And from there I started to play around, experimenting with lots of different elements of the coat of arms, extracting the horses, the griffin, the crows, and the knight as emblems. But eventually I decided on a modern take on the brand. It should be really stripped back. The second car will have a hardtop GT body, so I'll call that one the Gostwick GT, or the Grand Tour. So, that's where I'm at. I'm creating my own car company. And yeah, it's nothing more than a logo at the moment. I haven't convinced DVLA to let me use the name. I haven't even tried yet. I haven't stuck the name on the car, although you will spot a few logos here and there. I've made myself a custom key, which I'll show at some point. I've done some wheel trims, and there'll be other little bits where the logo starts to pop up. And yes, maybe I'll do some merch at some point as well. I quite fancy some rather old school British racing merch, but with my own brand on it. I'm not much of a designer, but I'll have a go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hoping you enjoy this. This video I started making about, I don't know, a year ago. So I'm not quite wearing the same things as I was then, nor am I in exactly the same setup. Another year older. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe. There'll be more to come on both the Gostwick Spider and the Gostwick GT soon.